have a snow day. Which usually doesn't mean much because I work different jobs that aren't really affected by snow. But today, absolutely everything that I have has been canceled. So let's get busy building. I am, however, feeling incredibly lazy, so I'm just going to do a screenshot time-lapse as opposed to the full thing, because, yeah, this can take a while to edit. So, let's make some progress. So, that may have gone a little bit farther than I intended it, but, yeah, hey, we got this half done. That's good news. Hello, everyone. Yensid Organist here, and welcome to another episode of OrgelCraft. Hope you guys are having a great day today. So I'm just going around here in a boat, because I feel like it. Actually, there might be a reason for this. I mentioned, I think, in the last episode that I was going to take a little bit of a break from the Star Destroyer project, and I have kind of got it in my head to start working on a new building here in the Minecot portion of our world. For those of you who are new to the series, this is the base that I built in Season 1, based off of Spaceship Earth at Epcot. And then last season, over here, I built a bulk storage building based on the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot, and I've kind of had it in the back of my head that I wanted to, that I kind of want to add a pavilion to this area every season, and I know exactly what I would like to build this season. And I've been kind of charting out where I want to build it. And as you can see, I have some deep slate pillars here. Quite a large footprint for this. This is going to, by far, be the biggest addition to this area. Let's go land on a tree here. But one of my favorite rides at Epcot is a ride called Living with the Land, and it is a boat ride, a slow boat ride through different ecosystems, and then it goes through a tour of Epcot's greenhouses. And this is the build that I have had in mind for a while that I wanted to do next, and I think that's what we're going to start working on today. It is a large footprint for the building. I think it's 117 by 109 blocks, so yeah, like I said, pretty large, and I was debating where I wanted it. If we're going thematically speaking, it should technically go over here in the swamp, but I really don't want swamp water for an actual ride that we're building. So I think we're going to build it over here, and I don't think it will encroach too much on the crater that we have over here, and I think once we get trees built up, it'll block nicely. So that is what we are going to start working on, and this is going to be a multi-episode project because we have to do all of the terraforming here, and then we'll need to build the ride itself and work on all of the different scenes for it. This is going to be, it is going to have some function. I'm going to put some actual farms in here. I'm toying with the idea of doing automatic villager farms so that we can be constantly gathering the resources. But yeah, haven't quite gotten there. But yeah, so we need to clear the land. We need to figure out where the track for the actual ride is going to go. We need to build the building. We need to do all of the set pieces and all of that. So lots of things that need to get done. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and clear this land out so that we have something to work with. Welcome back, everyone. I have our plot of land cleared out and filled in, all ready to go here. It's been a while since I've done large-scale terraforming, but wasn't too bad. I've been thinking about what I want to do as far as, cleaning the area around this up when I'm done. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to have like a little, structure here for the river to flow through underneath the pavilion, or if I want to come out here and reroute the river so that it kind of avoids this whole area. Haven't decided, not dealing with that today. But we have everything laid out here, ready to go. And so let's go ahead and start plotting this out. So I'll put on screen right now. I have I found this blueprint online of basically what the show building is and the ride track. So this is kind of what I'm using as a guide for our project here today. So I have marked out the center of this. At least the center of where the ride is going to be is not exactly the center of the area here. So we need to go 45 blocks that way and then 40 blocks out. So let's count that out here. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. There's 45 right there. And then 40 blocks out this way. 1, 2, 39, 40. And that is going to be dead center of our track. And wow, it seems kind of small when I lay it out in those terms. But this is what we are working with. So, so let's go ahead and just set up a little area here. And I've decided that I want to use... Did I really just make 3 crafting tables? Yes, I did. That was not what I had meant to do. All I wanted was the wood. So that we could make a little water source. There we go. Now we're making it with crafting tables. So, to make this, I'm going to use black concrete. Of course it's concrete powder. Okay. I thought I was grabbing concrete from there. I'm trying to decide... I'd like to do a 3 wide, but I think with the space that we're working in, I think a 2 wide is probably going to be better. It's not going to be quite as convenient in terms of how the ride is going to go, but I think we'll work with it, and I'll show you what I mean by that right now. So let's go ahead and just put a little bit down here, and then there's no good way to do this, is there? So we'll go ahead and convert all of this. It's too bad that... Well, I was going to say, it's too bad rain doesn't convert concrete. It's a really good thing that rain doesn't convert concrete because, yeah, then you'd never be able to build with it because if you left it outside in the rain, it would convert. So, let's see here. I want to do... Let's do this and this because we're going to need to build up a rail on the side, and I decided I would build it up from the ground so that way we can have at least a couple layers there. So let's go ahead and put the water in here, and then we can do this and build our track out this way. Ooh, thunderstorm. And I should be able to do this on the other side to a point. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to use signs to set up the next little area. And we'll just do that and that. I'm going with dark oak. May not be the best option, but it'll work for now. So, Yeah, and then we'll come along here, and where'd my bucket go? There we go. And then we'll continue to build this out this way. And get the other side done. And I've run out of concrete. That went fast. Let's go ahead and grab this stuff here. Looks like it goes to there. Perfect. Okay. So that'll work. So, when I was playing around with the mechanics of this, I thought that, I can't get up there now. There we go. I thought that, you know, the plan would be, you know, we would have 2 water sources in there, and then you just continue to go through. There's a problem with that, though. Let me grab a little more of this, because we're going to make a mess here. So the issue with having 2 water streams is that when you get through the first one, you plow right into this, and you get stuck. And when you spend too long underwater, you get kicked out of your boat. So the trick is that you need to have water that is immediately flowing when you get to it, so that you don't get stuck. So the way we fix that is to just do 1 water source. And then, when we put our boat down and hop in, we will flow out of one and immediately into the next one and keep moving without any issues and without getting stuck. So this way, we'll be able to have a nice, reasonably slow boat ride that goes through and takes us to all of the different things. The only thing as I was talking about, the difference between 2 and 3. With 2, you're always going to be pushed into a side. So if we were to do like that, you'll notice we'll get pushed into this wall, and then we'll get pushed back into the other wall. It's not great, but I think it'll be all right. We'll probably just push to the outside, because I think most of the scenes that we're going to be doing are on the outside, and it's becoming nighttime, and let's go sleep this thunderstorm away. There we go. So I think that is what I'm going to be working with. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get our track in place. I'm not so sure if I want full blocks for the edge of this, because I noticed that as I was riding through this right now, you tend to sit down at the bottom of this, and I'm a little concerned that it's going to be a sightline issue. Unfortunately, there's no way we'd be able to flow on top of half slabs, so we'll probably find something else to bring these down, maybe some like polished black stone, so that you have a little bit of a sight line to whatever we are looking at, but we'll deal with that later. I'm going to get the track in first and go from there. Welcome back, everyone. Our track, for lack of a better word, is completed. I have tested this out, and I can, without any keyboard input whatsoever, I can flow the entire way around the track. It takes a few minutes to get around. I haven't actually timed exactly how long it takes. But yeah, it all works. I don't get popped out anywhere. Right now, I'm just turning side to side so that you can, see ahead as we're going. But if I pop into free cam, you'll notice that I just go on my merry way with no issues. Now, if you remember that image that I showed you in the last clip, most of it was curved, and as you can see here, I've gone with 90-degree turns. Well, so I started with this little curve in this first room over here, and this was an absolute nightmare to try to work out. First of all, I had to keep widening it. Most of this is 2 blocks wide, but I kept getting caught on corners, and then trying to figure out how to get water streams to flow in the proper direction. You can see here, I actually have 2 sources that flow to keep me going through. After the debacle that was this corner, I'm not kidding, this probably took me a half an hour to figure everything out. I decided that, maybe some, gentle angles would work, but for the most part, I was going to do 90-degree turns. They work a little bit better. I did want to do a little bit of a curve here, so I worked that out. And this wasn't too bad to work out. But yeah, other than that, I just used just some right angles, and I think they work out just fine. I might, when we actually get to designing, I might soften the curves a little bit, but for right now, I'm going to leave it this way, and we will just work from this. So, but yeah, as you can see, I have been flowing along this entire time, no issues. I had a little bit of a problem at the last turn up here, and that was just I had the water flowing in the wrong direction. So got that all worked out, and we're good to go. It definitely, there's a couple of things that bother me about this. One is just how low you sit down here. And everything is going to be, at the level of this block that is the wall. And yeah, I wish that you sat on the water the whole time. I wish that the water didn't slope down, but really nothing I can do about that. So, yeah, if anybody has any idea... Oh, this is not good. Yeah, if anybody has any ideas, of ways that I could improve this, make it run smoother, possibly be able to bring the level down. I did have one thought, and let's see, having said that, let's do this. So the one thought that I had was to possibly do stairs. Now, I don't have any great looking blocks for that, but I'm afraid that there's going to be two issues with that. The first is that, one, it's not going to look good. I mean, I can use blackstone, so that would be fine. Yeah, but so I'm not sure, what this is really going to do for sightlines. Let's put our boat in the water here. It helps. My other concern is that depending on which way the water is flowing, so if we... Oh my goodness, my phone is buzzing in my pocket and it is driving me insane. So my other concern then is if we're flowing into the stairs, is there the chance that we will flow on top of them and get stuck? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so that might be a possibility. Then I guess the question would be, what does blackstone look like if we were to do that? And I guess maybe I could use the deep slate tiles. That might be a possibility. Let's see. I've used a lot of blackstone. There we go. We'll just grab that out of there. And let's see. Do I want... I guess I would need 2 of those if I wanted to get stairs. So we could do polished, or we could just do blackstone. I'm afraid that neither of these is going to look great. So let's just see what this looks like. So let's do this one first. And yeah, this does not look good at all. Okay, so then what does the polished look like? Yeah, see, this is way too bright for my liking. Yeah, and I think it kind of ruins the immersion, and I don't know, lighting-wise what this is going to be. So we'll have to play around with that once we actually start designing the various different rooms. But yeah, from a visual perspective, I don't really like this. the obvious way to go would be barrier blocks, but you can't get those in survival. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about this, and like I said, if you have any suggestions for me, let me know in the comments, and we'll work with this for next time. You'll notice that I have a nice little lining of diorite, and I don't know if there's any granite over here. But yeah, I found that I kept having this issue of when I would hop out of the boat, I would end up getting dropped onto ground level under the concrete here. So I needed to fill that in. You're never going to see it anyway because the floor is going to be at this level. So, but I just wanted to make sure if I had to jump off for some reason, I wouldn't end up underneath the ride. Yeah, okay, so let's see. We're definitely not going to get to building anything. I mean, I know what I want for each of these rooms. Actually, saying that, let me walk you through if you're not familiar with the ride. And I'm going to put a link to a video with a like a ride-through video of it if you want to check it out and see what it's all about. And I'll link it in the cards if I think about it. But yeah, okay, so the ride starts here, and you come through, and this first room is kind of a thunderstorm. And I have some ideas. We're going to play around with some effects in here. But yeah, so there's a thunderstorm going on. And there's like a tree, with kind of like the root system and water flowing through all of that. And then we start going through different ecosystems. So this room here is going to be a rainforest. We're gonna have a big old waterfall over there. There are alligators in the ride. I don't know what I'm gonna use for alligators here. Yeah. So then in this little corner here, we come to a desert. Coming through here, somewhere around here, we're going to transition to a prairie with buffalo. I don't have a way to do buffalo either. Actually, I do have a thought about how I can do buffalo, and it's going to involve that cow. Yeah, we come to then a farmstead, so a farmhouse that we'll have in here, and then right here we enter into a barn where there are some videos kind of playing on a loop where they talk about, different aspects of growing crops and how to improve growing crops, and better make use of, the land that we have and, things that are being done around the world. And then a couple ideas for that, which might involve map art. Oh, I don't know if I want to go there. Yeah, but so then we come out into the greenhouses. So this first greenhouse here is kind of a tropical greenhouse. Lots of different plants are displayed. In this section here, this is where they actually have I can't think of what they're called. But fish farms, basically. They farm fish. They do catfish. They do, I'm not sure what all they farm. I think tilapia. They do shrimp, which we're not going to be able to do, but I've got some ideas for that. And then we come out of here, and then we come into another set of greenhouses. And this is where we're going to have lots of different crops growing. They showcase all kinds of different things that they grow. And this is, if you don't know, they actually grow a lot of the produce that they use in Epcot restaurants on property in the greenhouses in here, and they talk about how the techniques they use allow them to grow a lot of things really quickly. So it's really kind of cool to see kind of some of the behind the scenes working. But yeah, so then greenhouses all through here. And then this is just kind of the tunnel that leads you back to the beginning, and there's some things to see. There's actually a globe, so I might pull my map art from Spaceship Earth, and we might use that in another place, which would be kind of cool to have. Yeah, and then you make your way back to the beginning of the ride. So yeah, so I think to wrap things up, I think what I want to do is I just want to mark out where all of our different rooms are going to go. I don't think I'm really going to build anything up today, but we'll at least get those marked out, and then next episode we can start the fun part of designing all of our different scenes. So yeah, so let me get that. Let me get this all divided up, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. And there we go. All of our rooms marked out. I did a little bit of rough placement of where walls are going to go. That's subject to change as we work through everything, but yeah, I think this is a good place to start from. A lot of places on the ride are your attention is drawn to something on one side of the boat or the other, and then it was basically going to be a black wall on the other side. So, like, that's kind of the case, you know, as you're coming through this area. You know, and this is a thing where, like, if we were working with curves, we'd have some more space to work with. I just kind of did this roughly, it's just, as I said, inspired by, the ride as to, an exact recreation. But yeah, I think this is going to work out really nicely, and I'm excited to get building. I didn't bother marking out the outside because honestly, the outside is not really that important. I might need to extend this just a little bit, but that is fine. But yes, we've got all of our different rooms. This little stretch here is actually broken up into 3 different areas. They're not completely walled off, but I separated that, and I did a little bit of plotting over here. Like, this is where our farmhouse is going to go. Might need to push this back a little bit. It's just a facade, but might need a little more room to work there. So we'll just see. Everything is subject to change. Doesn't look like much right now, but I think this is going to be a fun project, and I am excited to work. I'm excited to do more work on it. But guys, I think that is going to do it for this episode. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope that you are looking forward to a little bit of a different project. Taking a break from the big grind to do something very, very different, but I'm excited to be working on it, and I hope you are as well. So if you guys like this video, that's not how I do this. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to subscribe, and make sure you click that little notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. Be sure to follow me on social media. Thanks for watching. See you real soon.